I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I actually was planning to make this video last year, but I never got around to it. In fact, it was meant to be this was originally meant to be this video was originally planning to be the story of how I came to revealing my voice, but there's a lot more that has happened since then, so it's time. It's time to explain how this VR chat convention changed my life. This is the story of how Furality changed my life, and I forgot to turn off my cursor. So yeah, roll the intro, editing Foxy. What is up, dudes? It is FoxyFan13 here, and welcome back to another episode of Foxy Talks. Today, I'm going to be telling the story of how Furality changed my life. So, for those of you who do not know what Furality is, it's basically a VR chat furry convention where a bunch of furries from around the world come together in VR chat and we experience things. There's so much going on. There's artists, the panels, even a full on DJ club, and so much more. There's every little thing a bit of creativity comes together at Furality. And Furality Aqua, as of our recording this, Furality Aqua, the 5th edition of Furality, has wrapped up. And I have been to 4 out of the 5 editions of Furality, which are on the posters over here. First edition of Furality 2020 was the only one I did not go to. This here and here, Furality 2000, my favorite edition of Furality, for a lot of reasons. You'll see why. This is my first Furality. Then we had Furality Luma, and then Furality Legends. Furality Legends was phenomenal, despite what many people think. I actually enjoyed Furality Legends. And then if I turn the mirror off here, Furality Aqua just happened, June 17th, 18th, and 19th, 2022. And there's more editions of Furality coming your way eventually. Yeah, I believe the Furality is held biannually. The first of the year is usually held in like May or June, probably around June, and then the second of the year is usually later on the year, around November. So, I think it's time to finally get into discussing what Furality has done for me. So, but first things first, we're going to take a little trip down what caused me to go to Furality in the first place. In late October of 2020, when I decided to use some of my birthday money to buy the Fluffer model, when I decided it was time for me to get a custom VR chat avatar. And I decided, and then on my birthday, YouTuber Bakari go check them out, they make amazing content, and uploaded a video of how to make your very own VR chat avatar or something along those lines. It was one of their bottle episodes. And it was a full-on tutorial of how to make a VR chat avatar. And in that video, they made mention of a VR chat convention called Furality.
As a bonus, Furality is coming up. Yes, that is right, the second Furality is coming up from the 6th of November to the 8th of November. So I wanted to give you guys plenty of time to get yourselves all fuzzy and ready in time for this virtual con.
So after that video, I decided to browse through some avatars, and I eventually found the Fluffer model, which is the avatar you see on screen right now. And this avatar here is actually the very first model of it, which was, yeah, there are some things wrong with it. Let me just get into the light here, maybe, let me just get some more light in here. Let's go to the Furality Legends room real quick. But as you can see, if you look closely, let me just get the mirror going here. You might notice that you can see that if you look closely at my chest here, you'll notice that the chest floof, you'll see on the fluffer model. Editing Foxy, please put a photo of the face model here. As you can see, you can still see the chest fluff that's present on the fluffer model. But we'll get to more about how I fixed that later. Right now, let's get back to the story. Continuing on, what happened next was that I decided to get when Bakari mentioned Furality, I was thinking to myself, hey, why don't I attend that? Why don't I attend that and just see if I can find people that I like. And sure enough, I joined the Furality Discord, and I found out a bunch of my friends. I later found out a bunch of my friends are going, and that's when I decided to register. So now this is where the story gets a bit interesting. So when I started playing VR chat, like when the pandemic started, I was completely mute in VR chat. Just like I used to be, how I used to be in my older videos. I never spoke. I never had like commentary in any of my older gaming videos. I never voice acted in my videos, and I never really spoke in VR chat. That's the big thing though, because a lot of my friends always knew me for this random fox who used to always be around in like non-basic avatars, and I was always mute.
But yeah, no. They told me that, oh my god!
Heck, after I made my custom avatar, I debuted it at my friend Dragonstar's stream for when we played a VR chat horror map known as The Devouring. Great map, by the way. Check it out for yourself if you want to get some spoops. And I was still mute. I never spoke, and I never did any of that. But that was about to change in Furality 2000 when I attended my first Furality. Which was Furality 2000. You don't have to say it twice, Video Foxy. And when I stepped into the worlds, I was like, wow. There were a lot of people here, and I was very concerned, to say the least. Like, I really was thinking about something, and there's something nagging me in the back of the head, and I didn't know what it was. So what happened was that I joined a bunch of the lobbies, I checked out the worlds, and I thought, and again, they went with a really cool theme. Get some photos here, please. And I decided to use the Fox portal to just jump through instances to see if I could find anyone. And that was in the and that all changed when I entered, if I remember correctly, lobby number 15. And from then and there, I saw that my friend Dragonstar was there, and I had no idea he was actually there. He was actually gonna go. I didn't even notice the fact that he announced it in his old Discord server. And mind you, that the day before, I was showing my friend Zyder the Floof, who you all know as the creator of the Fur Rave event, which is where I had my DJ debut set. That set video is going to be uploaded soon. I don't know when, but all my DJ sets are going to be posted here to YouTube at some point. But I saw him there, and basically, I was having a bit of a hard time communicating with him. He was asking me questions, and he always said, jump once for yes, and twice for no to answer questions. That's what I did, pretty much. And then, when I saw Dragonstar the next day, on the Friday, November 6th, 2020, in Furality, I got a flashback in my head to how I was communicating. He didn't know I was there because again he was sitting on one of the tables in the main instance area with a number of his friends in the community. In his community were there. And I just had that flashback, thinking to myself, would I communicate for the next 3 days if I was mute? Because there was no text option, or texting area for like a text chat. And then I decided to myself, I would have to do this eventually. I would have to do this eventually. So what I then did was I plugged my micro I plugged my headset microphone. I plugged my headset microphone into my computer. I flipped it down, turned the microphone on, and that is when I snuck up behind Dragonstar. I pressed the unmute button on my keyboard, and I said, "Hi, Dragonstar." It was right then and there he turned around and waved at me. I had instantly had regrets. But at the same time, I was thinking to myself, what did I just do? And this was during the opening ceremonies. So after they wrapped up, I just watched the opening ceremonies with them for the rest of the opening ceremonies. And when we did that, we gathered around to a little small corner on the lobby. And then he said, "Foxy." I don't remember what exactly he said. He said, "Foxy, I thought you didn't speak." And I was like, "Oh, well, I just decided now to that I decided that I was thinking about doing it and I thinking about giving it a try, and here I am now." And then a number of other friends in this community, including my good friend Spaceship 180, also known as Space Theovali, he was also expressing support. He was like very surprised, and they were happy. And we gathered around a little lounge area in the corner, and basically we were saying, and I asked Dragastar, like, what did you think of my voice? Because I asked this question because, for those who don't know, I got bullied a lot for my voice in school. I'm not usually very open about this, but I was mocked, ridiculed for how I sounded. And that was what was preventing me from communicating in VR chat in the first place. I didn't know what people would think of how I sounded. And I asked Dragonstar, and anyways, back to the story. I asked Dragonstar, how did I sound? What did you think of how my voice sounded? And he said, it sounds good, but it wasn't the voice that he was expecting. And then because of that last comment, I thought, crap, did I do the wrong thing? And then all of a sudden, my friend then one of the other friends, she just sprung out of nowhere saying, like, "Wait, Foxy Talks?" And I replied to her with an answer, "Yep." And she was so happy. For the amount of joy that I was witnessing at that time was just like really positive. I really never got this much happiness from my friends ever, you know. And mind you, this is like a lot. Like my VR chat friends list was very small at the time because I usually only played VR chat whenever one of my friends was streaming. I never really got on to hang out with people up until now, you know. And then fast forward to later in the day, I was just browsing through worlds and stuff, and then the YouTuber panel hosted by Sherbert Shenanigans and a couple other people was going on. And I knew my friend Jalen the Folf was attending. Oh, by the way, check out Jalen's Twitch channel. Go check him out. He actually makes some good content. And that was when I went on a search for him, because he was actually a friend of mine who had not seen my custom VR chat avatar yet, and I still had a couple people I wanted to show it to. So I went instance hopping, and the first instance I went into for the YouTuber meetup, he was there. I was actually thinking about sneaking up behind him the same way as I did with Dragonstar, but he noticed me like as soon as I entered in, which I'm not surprised. Jalen is a good pal of mine, and he probably would notice me on the spot. But back to the story. So he came up to me, and he said, hi Foxy, and nice, and I like your new avatar and all that. And that was when I said, hey yo. Oh, and his reaction was the best out of all the people who heard me speak for the first time. He was like, the fox speaks! The fox speaks! And I was so happy. His reaction brought genuine joy to me. And I was just happy that again, I was so happy. I was like, I, and then we chatted some more, and I felt social. Like, I never really liked talking with people at school, because people were always mean to me there. A lot of people were mean to me there, and I only had I really never had as many friends to talk to. I was only really comfortable talking with my parents, my grandma and grandpa, and my teachers. I never really liked communicating with students except if we were working in a group activity, you know. But with this, I just felt myself. I just felt like a new part of me just unlocked. And I just felt like that it would be a very good thing. It was like it felt happy about it. And then fast forward to later in the day again. My friend Spitfire the Wolf, one of my DJ buddies, great friend. I found out that he was attending, and I decided to drop by to his instance and say hi to him because up until now, we never met each other in VR chat. So I went over to the lobby that he was in, which was a glitched friends plus lobby of the Dix E, which is the name of the starship that's the main lobby for Furality E2000. And I met him there, and we talked. And we talked a little bit. Now, he didn't know that I was mute, mind you. So keep this in mind. And we were just talking, and I just felt like natural again. I felt natural, I felt like the same way I did when I was talking with Jalen and Dragonstar. And I noticed how easier it was for me to get along with him and just chat. It was a completely different experience, and then from then on, I went on for the next 3 days, I met a lot of awesome people to chat with, made a bunch of new friends, and I felt happy. Like, I had met a ton of amazing people that I'm still friends with to this very day, including my best good friend, Bluebell the Folf, and a bunch of others I'm still friends with to this very day. And I was like, I felt happy. I never felt this happy before in my life. And that is why Furality 2000 remains my favorite edition of Furality. And the rest is history. Throughout the next... then I went again to Furality in June of 2020 to Furality Luma, which was this world right here. Well, this is a recreation. This isn't actually an official recreation of the world, but look at how gorgeous this is. And that is how I felt like I was in like someone's greatest creation ever. The world, I was immersed in the world. And then fast forward to like the other worlds that were in here. They were absolutely amazing. It was absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. I just was amazed at how cool it was. Okay, so the whole thing about about me talking in VR chat now led to the voice reveal that happened during Foxy Fan 13's YouTube Rewind 2020. And I officially later Okay, so continuing on with the voice story real quick before we continue on with the Furality Luma section. So the month after Furality 2000, I continued talking in VR chat. However, I made it clear to some people that I've streamed with that I would not. I decided later on that I would just keep the talking just limited to VR chat only and Discord servers. Maybe, but I just felt very worried that I didn't feel like I was ready to reveal my voice out yet. So I just limited myself to just talking with friends in VR chat only. So what happened was I continued going to streams of VR chat, but I did not talk. I only talked outside of streams. But then that kind of changed when I decided to join my friend Crash McCloud. He's also another good streamer. Check out his content. I decided to take part in some VR chat game shows, which are just these fan-made recreations of popular game shows like Family Feud, Jeopardy, and Press Your Luck. I went ahead and decided to take part in some of those, but I had to talk during that. But this is a community that that a lot of people did not know me in, so I felt a bit safer doing that. So I decided to talk on stream on there and see how it went.
To London.
I could definitely go for a ride on the tube. Is there an S? Is there an S? Hey, there are two S's.
I still got nothing on this one. That's it. Foxy, you win the game with $10,666. We'll be back after this to let Foxy know what he's won if he comes back to the set.
Even Jalen was there for me because him and we took part in the Hollywood Squares, a recreational tournament. We decided to play Hollywood Squares in VR chat, and I told him right then and there that I'm making progress. I wanted to work towards eventually talking full time in VR chat and online in general. I told him right then and there that this is a community that not many people know me in. I felt more comfortable doing it, and he said it was okay.
The community that not many people know me in, so I'm a bit more comfortable with that too. But I'm getting there. Jalen. Don't worry.
Progress was being made, and then there was one major thing that still was keeping me from revealing my voice, because I didn't whenever people made fun of my voice, I absolutely refused to hear myself talk. And then one night I decided to look back at some VODs of Furality 2000 and decided to look at clips of how I sounded. And then I realized myself, I sounded way different. I sounded good. What was people just because mind you, I had a very high-pitched voice back in the day, but now I'm different. And I just felt relieved. And then, from then on there, I started talking full-time. If it hadn't been for Furality, you would not see me talking to the camera right now. You wouldn't see me doing commentary in my videos. And that is just where this journey is getting started, ladies and gentlemen. Now on to Furality Luma. 6 months later, they announced Furality Luma. This one right here. And I didn't have a custom VR chat avatar. I mean, I still had one, but I didn't do this. But keep this in mind. And this is when when I entered the Luma Forest for the very first time, seeing the trail of these cattail lights, and seeing the Luma crystals glow, see the beautiful blue flowers, see the trees, everything. I was immersed in the world of Luma. And I enjoyed myself just going crazy to the DJs that played there. Like, I was just so happy. It was another amazing weekend, and I saw my friend Spitfire play his first ever DJ set. I was just happy. And I was sticking with a lot of people that I knew. Just seeing them have a good time. It was awesome just climbing the tree to the top of this tree in the dealer's den area. A lot of amazing and I made a bunch of awesome memories, including meeting my avatar maker, well, the creator of the Fluffer avatar, to be more specific, Ghost Cabot. I met him, and I took a group photo with some of the greatest friends that I know to this day, including Arc Flash Fox and my good friend Melvis. Melvis the Wolf. I made a ton more amazing friends. I met up with some other friends that I had, including 13th Seahawk and a bunch of other awesome beans. And it all cultivated to become another memorable weekend for me. I was immersed into it didn't just feel like a convention to me like Furality 2000 did. It felt like just a complete experience where I could make memories, just look at amazing art, and just be social, and live up to what my grandma always wanted me to do, and that was to make new friends, communicate with people. She always encouraged me to do that, and that is I'm doing that now because I enjoy doing it again. I'm in a place where I can be safe from people who would judge me for how I sound, and just be myself. And because of that weekend, probably, like, back when I revealed my voice, I was always kind of stuttery because I didn't know what to say. And heck, sometimes I'm like that still, but not as much as I used to be. And that was how Furality Luma affected me, pretty much. Not much explaining there, but that is where things skyrocketed, because in late 2021, I went to Furality Legends. Furality Legends would be special to me because, again, it would be exactly 1 year since I started talking in VR chat. And I thought it was going to be an awesome weekend. But boy, oh boy, this is where it gets awesome. So, to start off with, in July, so back right then and there, I still had a lot of friends in the community. So it was right then and there, like, so what happened was, on October 27th, 2021, I decided to begin because after VR Chat made the upgrade to Unity 2019, I had to make a new version of my main avatar, which was this one right here, but this one which was this one right here. But this one, as you can see, is broken. Because I later found out what was causing this. This is actually under the shaders that I used for my VTuber program. This is actually the only version of my outfit that is under version 1.2, which is the Unity 2019 upgraded version. And Halloween was coming up, and I decided I should do something that I like to do, and that is when I got back into avatar making, and I made myself this avatar right here, which is a tribute to Sub-Zero Project. But after that, I went on to think, because Furality Legends was a superhero-themed convention, should I make a superhero avatar? And that is where we get into my masterpiece, the third VR chat avatar I ever made. the one and only Captain Foxy. I spent 4 straight days working on this avatar, doing the textures. Everything you see on here, this is done by me, pretty much. The textures, the phaser, however, which is on my right leg there, was made by I was talking with my friend Fex the Fox on Telegram, and he was helping me do a lot of avatar stuff. And I got back into it. I got back into making avatars, and this is from someone who did not go back into Unity after making his first VR chat avatar. And boy, oh boy, I was impressed by how this turned out. And Furality Legends still holds a special place in my heart because it reignited my childhood love for comic books, and superhero comics, to be more specific. Because back when I was younger, my uncle and my grandpa would take me to this little comic book shop, and I'd like to go in there and just flip through the comics from time to time. And my childhood love was reignited thanks to Furality Legends. And I enjoyed that weekend because I had so much fun meeting up with friends, playing the role, and me and Fex decided to play a little role of hero and sidekick because he was Fex the Needle Teedle. Photo please, Captain Foxy. Photo please, editing Foxy. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we had a lot of fun this weekend. I found a lot of some friends, and I made some new ones again, and I just had a blast again. And then it was later that year, I decided to put on my Christmas list a Pioneer DDJ 400 because I started getting close to because I started attending more and more VR Chat Club events later on. And then in December of 2021, I went to the 4th edition of Hex Furry Fest, which was space themed, and I thought I made myself this Star Trek avatar, which is still one of my favorite avatars I've ever worked on. Okay, so it was then I decided to try, and I got inspired by my good friend Defcon Kangaroo to become a DJ. I put directly on my Christmas list a Pioneer DDJ 400, which was a starter controller that I got recommended. And I was waiting. Then at the end of the year, I got my controller. And it was right then and there. On January 5th, 2022, I officially announced I was getting into DJing. And I spent the next couple months practicing and working on stuff under the guidance of Burutatsu and Ward One. Ward One helped out by getting in a Discord call and teaching me a good couple things, and I cannot thank him enough for that. And Burutatsu helped me get a lot of things set up. So without those two people, I would not be in a completely different position with my DJing career. Or DJing journey, rather. I'm not officially getting into... I'm doing this just as a hobby for right now. But Furality... But now, here comes a major thing. Furality has changed how I act. Furality helped me become who I am today. The energetic, loving, and caring Fox... The handsome Fox, the DJ Fox that you all know and love, would not exist today if it were for Furality. And this latest Furality got me on my feet again to make amazing avatars again. And this is why Furality means so much to me. It's gotten my creativity machine going again. I loved to create stuff. But it's not just videos anymore. I love being a DJ. I love making avatars. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if it wasn't for this amazing, amazing convention. But it's more than a convention to me. Furality is not just a convention to me. It's an experience. An experience where many people from around the world can come together to make new friends, chat with old friends, experience what you want to experience, whether it be the worlds, the music, the DJing and music, or just making new friends. There's something for everyone at Furality. And to top it all off, it's just awesome. I know that this latest edition of Furality experience exploded with over 15,000 attendees, and over 20 grand was raised for the Save a Fox charity, which is the charity that helps out, that Furality donates to. So much work is put into these worlds, and just an overall amazing experience like no other. Just look at this. Just looking back and just experiencing the amazing memories that still hold a special place in my heart. Looking back at this photo reminds me of Furality 2000. And look at the staff from Luma. And then, of course, just looking back here at the mech from Furality Legends. Furality, I just want to say, this convention has changed me for the better. If it wasn't for Furality, I would not be who I am today. I would not be talking to you right now. I would not be DJing right now. I would not be doing avatar work right now. Because this community, this convention, has changed me for the better. And that, my friends, is the story of how Furality changed me. And the best part of this all is, I am officially announcing that I will be applying to DJ at the next Furality, which is my goal since I started DJing. So, I think about wraps up this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not consider giving it a like? And if this happens to be the first video seen by me, why not consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you'll never miss an upload? With that said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, in another video. Have fun, stay handsome, peace out, love you all so much. Hardstyle forever.
Furality Aqua.
Oh
no, did he just crash?
He crashed! Oh my god, I have it on camera.
Oh no.
I have that on f***ing camera.
There he goes. Oh no.
He's blinking. He disappeared!